Hi, my name's Amanda and I'm a registered dietitian as well as a chef, and today I'll be teaching you how to make a creamy tuna avocado sandwich. So everyone's had a tuna sandwich before, or at least I assume you have, but today I'm going to do a little healthy twist with adding a lot of brain boosting ingredients to it. So let's get started. So first of all, we have to go to the store and we have to choose a can of tuna. Now I love tuna just because it's such an economical protein source, meaning it's nice and cheap and it packs a punch, okay? So in one can of tuna, normally it has about 20 to 26 grams of protein in just one full can. So when you're in the store and you're purchasing tuna, always take a look at what you're purchasing. So I have two cans in front of me today. One is a chunk light tuna and the other one is a flaked white tuna. So the difference is one is white and one is light in the description. So what's the difference? It actually indicates what type of fish that they used for this canned tuna. So the one that says white is the albacore tuna. So albacore tunas are one of the largest and most prized variety of tuna. With that being said, it also is one of the ones that live the longest. And because it lives the longest, it has the most time to accumulate mercury in the flesh of the meat. Whereas the light tuna are usually, the varieties are skipjack tuna or yellowfin tuna, which are smaller varieties of the tuna fish. With that being said, they don't live as long and they don't have as much time to accumulate the mercury in the flesh of the meat. So when choosing tuna, I always suggest, if you're going to be eating it on a regular basis, to choose the light variety, not only because it's, first of all, it's cheaper, but secondly, you'll have less mercury from the fish. Okay, so with the light tuna, you can eat it approximately 2 to 3 times a week without any risk of you accumulating too much mercury. All right, so let's get started. So once you open your can of tuna and drain it, you just want to put it into a large bowl like so. And then meanwhile, now we're going to start prepping the other ingredients to add into our creamy tuna avocado salad. So to this, we're going to chop some celery. So here I have a stalk of celery that I've already washed, and we want to chop it nice and fine. So to do this, I'll show you with one piece of the celery. I like laying it flat first, so this way the celery doesn't wobble. Otherwise, you put it here, it makes it very dangerous. So we want to lay it flat, and then we're gonna cut them into large lengths like this. From here, put them together like this, and then we're gonna chop it nice and fine. Okay, and then we're going to do the same with the remaining piece of the celery stalk. Feel free to add in more. I oftentimes will add in 2 to 3 stalks just because I love vegetables. The celery gives a really nice crunch into the tuna salad, which is why I like adding it. Now, if you do like pickles, this is actually a great time to add some pickles in as well. So celery and pickles to the avocado salad. So from here, we're just going to just throw it right into the bowl. Like so. Again, if you're not too comfortable with the knife, I would just scoop it up with your hands and then drop it into your bowl. The next ingredient we're going to add is a little bit of red onion. So red onion is fantastic because it's very, very antimicrobial as well as anti-inflammatory. So two properties which are fantastic for our body. Now for the red onion, we don't want to add too much just because it does give it a bit of a bite. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay it flat, and I'm just going to cut off a little wedge. From here, we're just going to peel off the outer skin, which is very, very thick and tough. So just peel it right off like so. And then we're gonna lay it back again on a flat surface so it doesn't move around on us. So with the onion, what I usually like to do is I'll take my knife and I'll follow the lines. You see how there's little creases along the lines of the onion? So we're just gonna follow along the lines like so, all the way through. And then we're gonna lay it back on the side and we're just gonna cut it. Once it makes it hard to hold on to, you can flip it again and you go in this way. Now, again, if you're really new to cutting a knife, don't start cutting all the way to the edge because your fingers are well worth it than maybe 1 cent of onion. Okay, so from here, we're just gonna add in all the onions. Again, you can just take your hand and scoop it right into the bowl, like so. Okay, so you have now your red onion, and then we also have your celery. Next, what we want to add into the bowl is some walnuts. Okay, so we're going to take the walnuts and put it right here, like so. If you don't want a lot, just put a little bit less. I'm going to put it all though. So walnuts are a great source of omega-3 fatty acids, a plant-based source. So again, tuna actually has some of our animal-based omega-3 fatty acids, but now we're going to add an extra punch with the walnuts. So for the walnuts, just 1 ounce of walnuts per day will be enough omega-3s that you need in the recommended amount in 1 day. Now to this bowl, we're also going to add now some cilantro. So cilantro, this is a very, very fragrant herb. It's actually the most widely used herb in this world. So with cilantro, I love it because it actually is a scavenger for toxins in the body. So it'll go around the bloodstream and looking for heavy metals, which is fantastic. Okay, so with the cilantro, what I usually like to do is I keep both the stem and the leaf. So unlike other herbs where we rip off the leaves gently, we can actually use the stem of the cilantro as well, because most of the flavor is actually within the stem. To make it fast to cut, I like to cut it in half first. Then you kind of scrunch it up into a little ball, or not roll, like a roll, and then we're gonna start chopping it as fine as you can. And then I'm gonna go a couple more times. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then from here, we're gonna toss it right into the bowl. There we go. Next part is our avocado. So our avocado is the main star ingredient in this besides the tuna. So usually for a creamy tuna salad, we use mayonnaise, but instead we're going to be swapping mayonnaise today with avocado. Now I have 2 avocado, very different in size. As you can see, I like using a moderately big one, so this one will be perfect for today's salad. But not only that, you want to make sure they're perfectly ripe. So right now when you're holding an avocado, sometimes the color can be deceiving. So just because this is green, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not ripe. In this case, it is not ripe just yet, just by the touch of it. So as hard as a tennis ball, it's not going to be ripe enough. All you want is a little give to the avocado. The second part, what you want to do is when you're choosing avocados is take a look at the little bit of this little stem end. When you rip off the stem end, it should be a light to bright green in the center. If it starts looking brown in the center, I would not use the avocado because that indicates that the inside of the avocado is brown inside as well. So when you're shopping, make sure you take a look at that little stem end and make sure it's green in color and not brown. Okay, if it's brown, just put it back where you found it. So next part is when you take your avocado, we're gonna slice it in half first. So I'll show you what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the avocado and slice it in half, like so, and then just peel it. So look how beautiful. This is a perfectly ripe avocado with no bruises in the center. Second thing we're gonna do now is I always like putting my avocado down like this flat and then halving it. So you're gonna take your knife and just halve your avocado. What this helps us do is now we can actually take the skin right off like so. This is a really good way of taking the flesh of the avocado away from the peel, because most of the antioxidants in an avocado lies right in this dark green area. And if you use a spoon, you usually you're unable to take away all the dark green part. So removing the skin like this actually allows you to get all the antioxidants. So we're just gonna take the peel off and then put it right into the bowl. So we're gonna do that with this quarter as well. So just put it all the way in like so. Sometimes it sticks, not a problem. Just take your fork and maybe scrape it down like so. And then we're gonna do the same with the other half of the avocado. So again, I'm gonna gently go with this. Now, I don't really encourage people to take their knife and knock in here. Many people have cut themselves. It looks fantastic on TV, but let's just do it the safe way. So again, we're gonna peel it back. And then we're gonna do it for the last part. So again, from here, you can just gently go like that. Okay, so give me a little bit of a second. I'm gonna wash my hands. All right, so now that the avocado is in here, we're gonna finish off the dressing for our creamy avocado salad. So to the bowl, we're also gonna add a little bit of apple cider vinegar now. So this is a regular apple cider vinegar. You can find it in the vinegar section of the store. If you don't have apple cider vinegar, you can use a little bit of just regular white vinegar. So we're gonna add that in. And then to it, we're also gonna add some mustard. So any mustard will do. You can do the ballpark mustard. We can use Dijon mustard. We can use some fancy, walnut or tarragon flavored mustards, but regular mustard would do just well. And then we're gonna add a little bit of salt and black pepper as well, just to flavor. Now again, feel free to add as much pepper as you want. Salt, we don't need too much. So just a little gentle sprinkle will be just enough. And what we're gonna do next, we're gonna take the bowl and we're gonna mix everything together. So this is when it gets fun. You're gonna mash it all around to get the avocado all mashed. Now the apple cider vinegar that we added prevents the avocado from turning brown. Okay, so you can make this the night before and store it in the fridge so the next morning you can eat this on top of a slice of toast for breakfast or make it into your sandwich. Today we're gonna do a little bit of a twist. We're gonna actually roll it in lettuce leaves and put it into endive leaves as well. So extra vegetables. So again, in here we have our tuna, we have our avocado that's being mashed, we have a little bit of red onions, some heart-healthy walnuts, we also have some cilantro, and we have some apple cider vinegar and mustard, and then salt and pepper. So once you get that all incorporated, so again, give it a nice mush. As you can see, we did really want to use a big avocado. If we used a smaller version, then we may need two, just because it won't give you that creamy effect that we want for a tuna salad. So now that that's nicely tossed, we are going to stuff our leaves. So now that our creamy tuna avocado salad filling is all nicely incorporated, we're gonna wrap it in our lettuce leaves. Now again, feel free, you can always just top this off on a slice of whole grain toast or put it into a tortilla. Today we're just gonna do a little bit of twist, just something new. And so in front of me today, I have some red leaf lettuce, and we also have some endive leaves. So we're gonna stuff them both today. Now with these type of leaf lettuce, easier way to kind of stuff them is we actually want to take away some of the rib just so it's easier to fold. So what I normally like to do is take my knife and I just carefully run it down like so, just take off a little bit of the little end. Okay, so that's all you really need to do. Just take it off. You don't want to go too deep, you can, but then it gets a little bit dangerous. Another way to do it is actually just fold in half gently, and then you can just trim off a little bit of the end, and that way it makes it a little bit easier to fold. Okay, so we're gonna stuff it right in the center, like so. Okay, you give a little bit generous little portion. I like usually stuffing a lot, because I just like a lot of tuna. And then just like you would regular wrap, simple like that. And then like so. So you have one wrap like this, and you can eat it. Put a toothpick on it if you wanted to. You can also take an endive, and then using a spoon or your fork, just gently fill them up like that. Again, be generous. Gotta fill our protein. So with brain health, we always want to make sure we do include protein throughout the day. Okay, this keeps our alertness high, our memory high as well, keeps us less lethargic, and keeps our mood up. So we're gonna do one more. Perfect little snack, and look how much filling that actually made. So it's good for 2 people. Just put it right beside. And there you have it. A creamy avocado tuna salad filling that you can wrap into vegetables, or you can put it on your whole grain toast or your favorite cracker as a mid-morning snack for breakfast, lunch, or even an afternoon pick-me-up. I hope you enjoy this recipe.